Hello Game Boys and Game Girls, I'm the Game Boy Guru and welcome to a long overdue pickups video. I was planning on doing one for 2 months because that's kind of become my standard, but I got to the end of 2 months and I didn't have quite as much as I thought I was going to have, and I also just got busy and didn't record one. So this is going to be a larger pickups video, but this will be everything from July through September. So that should be interesting to to try and get through. So let's just dive right in and take a look at a few things. I picked up something, I think at Goodwill. I don't remember 100%. It was either Goodwill or the pawn shop. But it's this Star Wars plug-and-play console, and I got home only to realize I already have this. So I didn't think I had this one. I thought I had one that was a Darth Vader suit, which I do have, and then another one which looks like Yoda's head, which I'm pretty sure I have, but I can't find it. But apparently I picked this one up somewhere along the way as well. So I guess I have two of these now. So yeah. I also managed to pick up a, I think it was a pawn shop actually, because I also got this, which is a Halo 3 Xbox 360 controller. Pretty cool actually. And this one did have the, it doesn't have the battery, but it has the battery case, so I can just throw AA's in there. But yeah, 360 controllers, I haven't had amazing luck with them in terms of buying the wireless ones. I've had a couple that I've purchased over time that have been really flaky, and they either drop out connection, or they don't connect right, or they're just very intermittent with how they work. So anyway, I'm hoping this one does work well, because kind of like that. And now let's get to some stuff that I picked up at the game store, and at mostly at the game store, a little bit at the pawn shop. I picked up quite a bit actually over the last 3 months. So let's just go through these quickly. In terms of the original Xbox games I got, we got Star Wars Jedi Knight, Jedi Academy. The clerk at the store said, good choice. So I guess he liked that one. Also got Viet Cong Purple Haze. Kind of been on a first-person shooter kick. Currently working on Call of Duty 2. This is one that I wasn't familiar with. Special Forces Nemesis Strike. Unfortunately, it's in a black case rather than a green case, but it is complete, as I tend to do with Xbox and, you know, this kind of games. So whatever. This one I picked up at a different store. Serious Sam 2. We got Commandos Strike Force. Without Warning from Capcom, which I'm assuming is one that Capcom published but probably didn't actually develop. I also picked up Spy Hunter. Had Spy Hunter 2 for a while, but apparently not Spy Hunter. And then PsyOps, the Mindgate Conspiracy. That one has eluded me for a while. At least a copy with a manual, as I like to always have. And then at one of the stores, one of the game stores I went to, I also picked up a couple of Wii games. Got Metal Slug Anthology and the SNK Arcade Classics 1. Already have both of these on PSP, but it'll be nice to have a console version that I can play on my TV. Now on to the Xbox 360 games. Picked up quite a few. So I got Singularity, Hitman, Blood Money, Dead Rising, which for some reason I didn't have, Crackdown, again, didn't have that one, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, Battlefield Bad Company, Battlefield 2 Modern Combat, Gears of War Judgment, finally, Crisis 2 Limited Edition, and Two Worlds. I've had Two Worlds 2 for quite some time, but did not have this one. I also picked up some PS3 and PS4 games. So for PS3, I got Hawks, Tom Clancy's Hawks, Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell Blacklist, kind of slowly crossing all of the Tom Clancy games off my list, and I think I might be close to having all of them across the 5th and or 6th and 7th gen consoles. I got Tron Evolution, always love a bit of Tron, Battlefield 3 Limited Edition, SOCOM 4, which I was surprised I didn't have, Brothers in Arms Hell's Highway, Dead Island 2, Dead Island Riptide Special Edition, and with a dude on the back of the box that looks a heck of a lot like Ringo Starr. And then Enemy Front. And for PS4 games, I think most of these were from the pawn shop. Yeah, actually they were all from the pawn shop. We got Marvel Adventures, Resident Evil 4. I've got almost every version of that game now. Uncharted 4. Batman Arkham Knight. And then this Batman Return to Arkham, which is Return to Arkham, Arkham Asylum, and then Return to Arkham, Arkham City. So I don't know if these are just up-res versions of Arkham Asylum and Arkham City on PS4. That's what it looks like, but anyway, Game of the Year Edition plus all extra challenge maps, Game of the Year Edition plus all DLC packs, including Harley Quinn's Revenge. Yeah, so, and I guess it's been moved over to a newer version of Unreal Engine. So, yeah. And then Battlefield 5. So that's most of my pawn pickups. I also doubled up again. For some reason, I didn't have this in my listing, but I picked up a second copy of Aerial Assault on the Game Gear. For some reason, I didn't have it cataloged. So I try to always catalog things as I buy them, as best I can, to avoid doubling up, but it still happens on occasion. Let's get to a couple things I got in the mail here very recently. A while back, this has been over a year ago probably, I bought the Brook Wingman SD, which is a Brook brand adapter that allows you to plug in a USB controller or pair a Bluetooth controller to a dongle that will plug into either the Sega Saturn or the Sega Dreamcast. And I've been loving that thing. I've used it quite a bit with the Saturn, and it is great. So I decided I was going to go all in and buy some more. So I bought the Wingman Converter SNES, which will allow me to use my USB arcade stick with the SNES and NES, which will be great. I bought the Wingman Converter PS2, and this actually works with a PlayStation and PlayStation 2, so that'll be super handy when I want to play an arcade style game on those systems. Most of the time shmups, but maybe once in a while I'll do a fighting game or something like that. So yeah, this will be great. And I can literally just plug the USB cable right into the front of the adapter here and have that work. The other adapter that I was looking for, Brook apparently stopped making them, so I had to source it from somewhere else. So big shout out to Sage's Gamer for hooking me up with a link to somewhere that still had a couple in stock, and that is the Brook Game Controller Super Converters. And this one is for the Mega Drive and PC Engine. Now, of course, this will work with a stock Sega Genesis right out of the box. I have a PC Engine, but I don't have it hooked up right now because it is packed away. I do have my TurboGrafx hooked up, however. So, in order to get this to work, I bought this, which is a basic PC Engine to TurboGrafx adapter. So what I should be able to do is take the male end of this dongle, plug it into the female end here of the PC Engine side, and then plug this end into my TurboGrafx 16 and use this adapter with that so that I can still play arcade stick with those games, which will be fantastic. So that is the plan with those. And for some reason, they sent me this little package of gummy bears, but it must have melted in the process because it's all flat. I probably wouldn't eat them anyway, but it's kind of weird. Alrighty. Now, we'll take a look at something that I backed on Kickstarter. I was excited about this when I heard about it, and that is the game book. And so this is a book that catalogs the Nintendo Game Boy library. So here's the little title card there that comes with it, and some nice little art piece there. I guess this is they provided you with a bookmark for that. They also advertised the Kickstarter for the Game Book Color. I probably won't go for that. I don't know. Maybe. There's this nice art piece here. So you got the sort of Nintendo green, shades of green art. And then there's a kind of a full color one. So this is pretty cool. I might frame that and hang it up somewhere. But the book itself is a really nice sort of cataloging of the Game Boy library. Unofficial DMG companion is what it says. So of course there's a preface and there's forward. Some nice photographs in here. And then some pictures of various things. So there's introduction to the Game Boy. Let's get physical, talking about the cartridges and the hardware. Yeah, so looking at how Game Boy games are, and sort of their construction. Plenty of art from some games, which is great. A little bit about the Game Gear and the Atari Lynx to sort of give some context about the time. And then here's a bit about Super Mario releasing the Play It Loud series. And some nice photos of all the Play It Loud Game Boys. Talking about the Game Boy Pocket. Again, some nice photos of the different models. And even the coveted Game Boy Light, which at one point I really wanted, but anymore they've become far too expensive for me to want to invest in one. Unless I happened to go to Japan and found one on the cheap. And then, of course, the Super Game Boy, Game Boy printer. Well, there's a lot of cool info in here. And, even talking about the Analog Pocket, which is kind of interesting. And then here's some information about the sound. Oh, the Work Boy, which I don't think was ever officially released. So yeah, and then Game Boy Homebrew. So a lot of cool information in this book, and info about some games. There's F1 Race. So yeah, this is going to be a fun one to read through. Ooh, Gargoyle's Quest, awesome game. I reviewed that. So I was excited to see that on Kickstarter, and it was kind of a no-brainer to back that. All right, let's look at a couple of items here that came in the mail recently. We got Espgaluda 2. This is the limited run physical release that came out somewhat recently. Let's see if I can break into the plastic here without damaging the box. I'll show off what this is all about. So there you go, the front of the box there. There's the back, top, and side. So inside here we have a nice poster, looks like. There's one item. We have, of course, the CD soundtrack. This is the Espgaluda 2 chiptune arrangement album, which will be a nice complement to the CD soundtrack that came with the import Xbox 360 version that I have. And as always, this is going to go right into my home office after I'm done here, so that I can rip it and get it on the computer and get it on my home media server. And there you go, there's the front and the back. And there's the inside. And it even has this nice little special box to house the standard game and the steelbook case. Let's see if I can do this without damaging something. There we go. That should work nicely. Yeah, so that's kind of cool. So you've got, there's the steel book, front and back, and inside art there. And then the game itself. I think the larger box might be just slightly too tall to sit on the shelf alongside the other Switch games. I'll have to double check. So again, there's the regular case front and back. There's the inside, which of course always has, limited run always includes a little manual of sorts. It has the story, character art, yep. So less a manual and more a reference piece, I guess. So we'll go ahead and put these back in this nice little outer box. So yeah, that is Espagaluda 2. And like I said, I'm going to need to get this CD copied over to my home media server. I'll set that over here. And along with that, a 3 weeks later or whatever it was, I got Dodonpachi Resurrection, aka Dodonpachi Daifukatsu. But this, of course, is the limited run release. And I already had the Xbox 360 European release from Rising Star Games that is region unlocked for the US or for North America. For some reason, the original Japanese release was region locked. So there's the front, but the European one is playable in North American systems. There's the back, top, and side. Very minimalist packaging included. So, similarly, we have another poster here. Ah, yes. And this is the same art that is used on the European Rising Star Xbox 360 release. So that's kind of cool that they used that key art. Once again, we have the Dodonpachi Resurrection chiptune arrangement album. So there's the front of the case and the back. And a look inside there for you. So again, that's going to go right into the home office. And once again, we have another one of these little packs with the steel book. the front and the back of that box. So here's the steel book, and it might be hard to see in the video, but there's that image of one of the dolls, the one at the top there. Her. So that's the steel book. And then here is here's the game. There's the front and back. The inside. And of course, a little booklet, which, yeah, looks like it's just character art. Yeah, so again, like Espgaluda, less a manual and more just a companion piece. So that's a pretty cool deal, and glad to see that. All right, now moving on to another thing I got in the mail here recently, and that is the Retrobit release of Glaylancer for the Sega Genesis. Finally, the first time that this game has been released physically in the West, and it is fully translated, so all the lengthy story bits and cutscenes have all been translated. I did show this off in the first look that I did, so that's why it's already out of the plastic, because I did a first look on Twitch and played it. So one of the things I like here is that on the one side you've got the full English title there, and then on the other side you have the Japanese writing. So that's pretty cool. Or I guess it probably, I don't know, I'm not sure how, I'm not as familiar with the written Japanese, so I'm not sure. I'm guessing that's it though, how you're supposed to read that. But take this out of the slip cover here, and I'll show off the whole thing. So again, there's the front of the case. It does still have the Japanese writing there, but of course translated on the back. It came with this on the outside. I just cut it out of the plastic and just keep it on the inside. There's this certificate of authenticity. I have 493 out of 5,000. And a really nice full color manual. And one of the cool things is that the manual is half and half. So it's in English, and then it's also in Japanese. So there's some really good art and stuff in here. I don't know how much of this mirrors the original manual. Timeline of events here. So, December of 2023, aliens detect the advancements by UEF labs and begin mobilizing toward the solar system. So we've got that to look forward to later in the year. Yeah, this is a really nice manual with high quality print, and like I said, then the other half of the manual is in Japanese. Slip this card back in here. And the cartridge itself is this nice translucent red. And then on the back, a nice sticker there with the character art and retro bit. And if you're not a fan of the new design, it is reversible. So you can go with something that is much closer to the original box art, which I might actually go with because I kind of like the Advanced Buster Hawk ship. Those are not going to stay in there very well, are they? Yeah. Oh well. It'll be fine once I stick it on the shelf. But yeah, I did a first look Twitch stream on this that I might yet export to YouTube. I haven't decided yet, but yeah, pretty nice package. So I was very glad to have this because this is a really good game, and so I was happy to see that Retrobit brought this out. So if anybody from Retrobit even remotely follows my stuff, bring us Eliminate down. That one needs a release. And finally, something that I've been waiting on for quite some time and is finally in my hands is all of this stuff from Analog, including my Analog Pocket. I was doing some cleaning in my apartment here the last couple of days. Finally found my EverDrive, so I'm ready to rock with that. But I was playing this the other day and really enjoying the feel of it. And I feel like the D-pad is solid, and overall the system feels good. I still have all the plastic stuff on here. I haven't removed it yet because I have yet to put some of this other stuff on here. So I've got the glass screen protector that I need to install. I've got the fast charging power supply, which is sitting out in the living room for me to charge this thing up whenever. I have the Game Gear adapter, which will allow me to play something like Aerial Assault that I showed off earlier. If I can... there we go. So yeah, that'll plug into the back, and then I'll be able to pop a Game Gear cartridge up top here and play that, which will be nice. Neither of my Game Gear consoles are in great shape. I did have one recapped, but the screen on it is still pretty bad. So until I get around to getting a screen replacement for that, this is going to be the best way for me to play. This is the box for the Pocket itself, which of course I've already unpacked. This is the Pocket hard case. So I'll go ahead and show that off. And this will just be handy for travel. So if I want to take this with me when I travel, I can do that and throw it in the suitcase and not feel like it's going to get banged up or damaged. So that's a nice little item there. And I also bought the dock because I wanted to make sure that as I use it, I would be able to capture footage and all of that fun stuff. So there's the dock with the USB-C port on the top that will correspond to the port there. It'll just sit in the dock like that. This is nice and heavy. USB-C power on the back, 2 USB-A ports, and your HDMI out. And then this button on the back, I'll have to look and see what that says. Of course, it has an adapter. And then it came with the USB-C cable and an HDMI cable. And then let's see what this has here. Analog dock, quick start. Insert pocket into dock. Dock will enter into auto pairing mode for player 1, indicated on dock with blinking LED. Player indicator will become solid when the controller is paired or USB is connected. Enter controller's menu from pocket main menu to pair more controllers and remap buttons. Do not insert or remove cartridges while pocket is docked. Interesting. Remove pocket from dock to change game cartridges. I'm guessing that is because they don't want you to wear out the USB-C port or damage it in some way, which makes sense. So that makes perfect sense that they don't want you to, while the system is plugged into the dock here, that they don't want you fiddling with the cartridge port. But yeah, that's pretty slick. So I'll have to find a place for this on my my wire rack of consoles. But this will be a nice way for me to be able to capture Game Boy footage. Certainly, it'll be better than using a non-modified Super Game Boy, except in the cases where I want Super Game Boy footage specifically, because this will be way cleaner than what I'll be able to get from that. So yeah, the Game Boy, or the the analog pocket and accessories. There's an accessory bundle, or I should say an adapter bundle that they're selling now for Neo Geo Pocket, Atari Lynx, and something else. I don't remember specifically. I'm thinking about getting that. I don't have any Neo Geo Pocket games yet. I have an Atari Lynx now, or a Lynx 2, I should say. But I don't have any Lynx software yet. But that's definitely something that I'm looking to invest in. So, yeah. But so far, I'm happy with this. Little micro SD slot on the side there. And then the power button here. Oh, maybe I used it too much. Oh, there it goes. Yeah. So you can see the menu there. So let's play cartridge. Boom. And there you go. So there's my menu. So I've got Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Super Game Boy Enhanced, Game Boy with Game Boy Color with Game Boy Compatible. Yeah, so let's just load something random here. Boom. Batman Beyond. Return of the Joker. The screen is brilliant, and like I said, it really looks and feels very good. So a quick game, confirm. Super Game Boy. One of my favorites. Oh, well, that's not the one that I wanted. Oh, that's not the one I thought I was getting. Give me a second here. There we go. Maybe. Such a great game. Donkey Kong. So, let's see here. Settings. So, I guess it's not going to play in Super Game Boy mode. I don't know if that's a limitation of the EverDrive or the Pocket or what, but such a great game. Quite possibly my favorite original Game Boy game. So, as you can see, oh, and then you just press and hold for a second to put it into sleep mode. So anyway, this is a nice device. Oh, the shoulder buttons for your Game Boy Advance functionality are back here. But yeah, this is a really slick deal. It does have a port for a headphone jack or a headphone plug in there, although I think that might be a different size. And then it has a link port as well, which is really nice. So I am looking forward to putting some time in with this, particularly so that I can maybe finally get back to playing some Game Boy games and capturing some footage. But yeah, this is really cool. I know it's kind of annoying when you order something like this and then you wait for months and months, but I do feel like this was worth it because this is a very quality piece of hardware, and I've been very pleased with it so far. So anyway, there you go. That is the Analog Pocket. That is everything that I have to show off that I picked up from July through September. So what does everyone think? I mean, what stuff here would you be most excited about if it showed up at your doorstep, or if you found it out in the wild? You know, any of these games I found out in the wild. What stuff would you want to buy, or would you want to play right away, I should say? Or which of these games have you played and you think I should get to playing them sooner rather than later? Let me know in the comment section below. If you like this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up, and also consider subscribing so that you can see more of my videos in your YouTube feed. And as always, thank you for watching, thanks for playing, and game on.